You know, if you're a lover of football, if you're a lover of Premier League football, and you believe that the Premier League is one of the best leagues in the world, this is the type of game that you want to look at and be like, you know what, this is why. Because this game was just pure entertainment. And if you were a neutral, you would have relished in watching a football game like this. But seeing as I'm a City fan, watching this game was very frustrating for me. I'm going to get into why I believe that this game was very frustrating in terms of what happened in the game and everything and how City performed. But welcome back to the channel, welcome back to MKB, and welcome back to Melonose Ball. And I'm looking at Manchester City right now, and they do not fill me with confidence that they're going to win the league again. Now I know that's a crazy shout because you look at Manchester City, you look at what we've been able to do in the past decade, right? The amount of Premier Leagues we won, the amount of FA Cups, Carabao Cups, you know, every time people will count us out that surely they can't do it again, surely they can't do it again, and you get Manchester City doing it again. However, there's just something about this season for me that just, it doesn't make me feel like Manchester City are going to win the league again. I don't know, there's just something about it that just, I don't know. And obviously, as a fan, you need to really just support your team till the very end and everything like that. But I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping and praying that I'm wrong, that Manchester City won't be able to do it again. Because I'm looking at the season, and every time we've played against a top six team, we have not been able to get maximum points bar Man United. I think we beat Man United 3-0. But we got a draw against Liverpool, a draw against Tottenham, a draw against Chelsea twice, and Arsenal beat us. So I'm looking at this as like Manchester City are unable to beat the top six teams at the moment, and I don't know what the reason behind it is. Like, let's look at this game, for example, right? We're looking at this game, and Manchester City realistically didn't have much control over the game in the first opening minutes of it. Like, they didn't control it as fluidly as usually we do. The passing wasn't the best. You know, there were a lot of sloppy passes here and there, and they just didn't control the game, and kind of played more into Chelsea's favor with how the game was going, because Chelsea were on the break a lot of the time. They had opportunities to go at City, they had opportunities to try and score, and I think that the first couple of chances, like, really, you look at it, like, there was a Nico Jackson chance that really he should just hit it first time, but then, you know, he kind of like took an extra touch and then the goalkeeper was able to save it. You look at like a couple Nico Jackson chances, really. Do you know there was a chance for Enzo Fernandez, but then those came later on in the second half. Even then, he kind of scuffed the shot. But and then Ben Chilwell even got an opportunity. Like, you look at that game and you saw that if Chelsea was just more clinical, I think Chelsea really could have damaged City in that game. But then obviously we're having a former Manchester City player in Raheem Sterling coming in, cutting on his right foot, and then scoring that beautiful goal to make it 1-0 for Chelsea. And at this point, you're looking at City, and City are really suffering to really create something that, like, of note, right? Every opportunity you see City trying to go at, it didn't really produce magical moments, or like all the attacks realistically didn't lead to much. Like, didn't even have that many shots on target. I think there was like 4 or 5 shots on target in the game, and even then, not all were convincing shots, convincing opportunities. And realistically, just to say, a lot of City players just didn't turn up for this game. I'm looking at Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland has so many opportunities in this game to score, and the fact that he did not get a single goal in this game baffles me, because the amount of opportunities that he had, some were just clear cut, some would, like, you look at it, that's a typical Erling Haaland goal that should have occurred there, and it didn't. And I find that so frustrating. Maybe it's a bit of rust from Erling Haaland, maybe because of the injury, but you look at it, even at the beginning of the season, he was missing a couple opportunities that last season Erling Haaland, you look at it and he would have buried that. So I'm looking at this now, I'm thinking to myself, well, what's up with him? I mean, it's crazy. I'm saying this, right? I'm saying this about Erling Haaland, and he is currently the top goal scorer in the Premier League with 16 goals, right? I mean, it is crazy that I'm expecting so much more of him, but I'm just looking at these opportunities that he's getting, right? And realistically, he should be scoring these opportunities, right? This is kind of the situation where we bring in someone like Erling Haaland to score goals in these type of situations when chances are created. Like, this is kind of the reason why Erling Haaland was brought in, because we had the likes of Raheem Sterling in getting these opportunities, and probably out of the 5 opportunities he gets, he probably scores 1 or 2. You get the Gabriel Jesus's that, right? When he gets these opportunities like this, he only scores like 1 or 2 out of the 6 or 7 that was created for him, right? Right, clinicality is one of the things that we expect from Erling Haaland, and that's not what we're getting right now. I feel like a lot of chances is missing. Like everyone else, really, Phil Foden. I've been raving about Phil Foden this season, right? I've been saying he's been our best player this season, but I can admit at the same time that the game that he played here wasn't good enough. He didn't play a good game. Like it wasn't a very good game from him, not whatsoever. You look at the midfield, Kevin De Bruyne. Realistically, I feel like in this game he was kind of just trying anything at this point. The amount of crosses he made in this game, the amount of times where I felt like the pass that he played wasn't probably the best option. I don't know. Even Kevin De Bruyne didn't play as well as I expected him to. Julian Alvarez even didn't really play a good game. He might have. The only person I can really say played a decent enough game was probably like a Nathan Ake, because you know what I'm saying. I think he played really well, played really good. Everyone else, really. I mean, to be honest, Edison even bailed us out a couple of times, so I gotta give him respect too. But then, you look at the other side, you look at Chelsea Blues, right? You've seen, even then, I don't particularly think that, even on that side, they had an extraordinary good game. But I think the players they performed, I think Cole Palmer, he didn't do much, but I think he did things very simply, very solid, but he was very good and efficient in everything he did on the pitch. I thought he was very good. I look at Raheem Sterling, even him, bar the goal, I didn't really see much of him, but he was still kind of troubling on that left-hand side of it. So I'm gotta give him that. Nico Jackson, man. Nico Jackson had so many opportunities to destroy City. He just didn't. And for me, that's very disappointing from a striker point of view for him, I thought Enzo Fernandez, to be honest, had a really good game. I thought he had a very decent game. Like he didn't do much, but there was the little things that he was doing in the games that really impressed me. Like the little deft touches, the little like little passes, like those quick passes that he was making in the game. I thought he was doing that very well. He played very decently, in my own opinion. He played well. Desasi, what a performance from that defender! That was a brilliant defensive performance from Desasi. Unbelievable performance. I thought he played extremely well. He was kind of the main reason why Manchester City was just struggling to score, because of how solid he was at the back. I thought that was a brilliant performance from him. He played extremely well, in my own opinion. But yeah, realistically, it was a good game. Obviously, as I stated, Raheem Sterling scored the first goal, the opening goal, and even then, Manchester City somewhat got into the game more, controlling the ball more. And as the time was ticking on, you were seeing Chelsea was no longer really attacking as much anymore, and you were seeing Manchester City being more on the ball, getting more opportunities, more chances. Nothing very clear cut, but they were creating something. And then obviously, I think around the 7th or 80th minute, then we get that, which is pretty much his trademark goal, just scoring a goal which secures the points for Manchester City, or saving Manchester City, and that being Rodri scoring that equalizing goal. And what a goal! Like Rodri, man. Rodri is unbelievable, man. He's what you need from a central defensive midfielder. All you need realistically just someone who knows how to just defend, who's able to protect that back line, and realistically is able to control tempo of the game. But you see Rodri, man, not only is he able to do those things, just control the tempo, sometimes even being able to protect the back line, but the way he's able to offer an attack, the things that he does in attack, those diagonal passes that he does, the amount of important goals that Rodri has scored for this team is actually unbelievable. We won the Champions League thanks to a Rodri goal. You look at the amount of equalizers he scored, the goals he scored against Bayern Munich. I think it was in the quarterfinals in the Champions League. You look at some of the goals in the Premier League he scored, and it's always just a trademark, just long range, you have to love Rodri. And to be honest, I look at that result, and I think Manchester City fans can walk happy considering that result, because of the fact that it just we weren't playing well. I mean, another player I really want to look at in this situation is Jeremy Doku, right? Jeremy Doku, I won't lie, I was one of the people who kind of got caught up in that Jeremy Doku hype when he first came in, right? This electrifying winger, pacey, quick, likes to take on his man and everything like that. But I'm looking at Jeremy Doku now, and I'm thinking to myself, what exactly does he do, really? Because he's becoming so predictable to me. And I understand, like we always say it in terms of end products, right? End products, we look at it, right? And it's not even the end products, because I look at someone like Jack Grealish, like last season when you had the Champions League run, the trouble winning. I look at Jack Grealish in terms of numbers. Jack Grealish didn't have an insane amount of numbers, but I think his IQ, his decision making, and what he did for the team was so valuable. I thought he brought so much to the team. I thought some of the passes that he made were very smart. The way he would cut inside, kind of play in those midfield areas sometimes, I thought he was very smart with the way he played, right? Which helped contribute to certain goals that we got, or just passages of plays, right? I look at Jeremy Doku and I feel like he kind of just lacks certain IQs in certain situations, and he's becoming very predictable over what he's gonna do. I look at certain situations like it's either he's gonna cut inside on his right foot and try to like curl it in, or he's gonna go to the byline and try to cross it in. Like realistically, that's all he does. That's really all he does, really. And like, I don't know, he's very predictable. I feel like he needs more to his game. I mean, obviously, it's still his first season. He's still young. He's still very raw. There's a good player in there. I just feel like he still needs more coaching and more help to develop better as a player. But all in all, I'm looking at the City team right now. I'm very unconvinced that we're gonna win the league. But Manchester City have been in these positions before, and they've won the league, and so who knows? Hopefully they do. But I don't know, man. The fact that we haven't been able to beat the top six except for Man United, it's scary hours. But hey, who knows what's going to happen, right? So that's where I'm going to end the video. Comment down below on who you guys think is actually going to win the league, because with how Liverpool is looking right now, how Arsenal is looking, and how Man City is looking, it's looking like a 3-horse race, and it's looking like a very entertaining race. And I'm curious to see what you guys think, who you guys think is going to possibly win the league this season, right? So yeah, comment down below who you think is going to do that. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and yeah, hit that bell for any post notifications. And yeah, we out.